New rules to control XL bully dogs have been backed by Holyrood's Criminal Justice Committee. From Friday, owners will be banned from selling, advertising or abandoning the breed. XL bullies will also have to be muzzled and on a lead in public places. SNP Borders MSP Christine Graham today failed in an attempt to get the legislation thrown out, citing concerns over the legal definition of the breed.
Nobody in this room can actually give a clear, simple definition, and that's key to any legislation, particularly when you're taking away people's rights. It's bad law and cannot come into force, I hope, in Scotland.
The UK government's announcement of their legislation, it did create a loophole that led to some owners bringing dogs to Scotland. Therefore, we moved to take action immediately to introducing this new legislation.
For more on her concerns, I caught up with Christine Graham after she finished giving evidence. Christine Graham, we've seen what happens today at the committee. You didn't get through what you wanted. Do you not, though, accept that these dogs are dangerous and something has to be done?
Well, when you say these dogs, what the problem is, what is an XL bully type? And even the government can't tell you. And if you try to find out, you'll read 2 paragraphs on the website. If it's a male, it's got 20 inches height to the shoulder. If it's a female, it's 19 inches height and other characteristics. So people better start getting out with tape measures. But the second thing is, all dogs that are badly treated or not looked after or not under control can become dangerous. And if you identify a breed, you get into a whole lot of difficulties. Identifying whether or not it's a breed. For example, the cases that have appeared recently, they're having to DNA test to see if the dog is in fact an XL bully type. You shouldn't even bother with that. Either a dog is dangerous or it's not.
But there was an attack recently. 3 people and another dog were injured by one of these dogs. I go back to my original point. Should something not be done about these dogs? And are they not dangerous?
In terms of dogs attacking, under Dog Control Act, which we have, which England doesn't have, XL bully type dogs are number 10. There's 9 other breeds ahead of them in launching attacks. So to pick, even if you could define what an XL bully type dog is, to pick a breed is not the good way to go. A small dog can be, as dangerous in certain circumstances.
But these are huge. Sorry, just on that. These are huge dogs, aren't they? And they're really powerful and strong.
So is a Rottweiler.
Okay.
You wouldn't say Rottweilers should be demonised. And actually horrible, and believe you me, horrible attacks. It must be horrendous to be attacked, let alone killed by a dog. The number of these attacks compared to the number of dogs in Scotland that we think are there, which is between 1,500 and 5,000 XL bully type dogs, is small. I'm not undermining what happens to people. But is this the way to go about it? No. What we should be doing is looking at the owners and looking at the breeders.
What would you propose to do as an alternative?
First of all, the Control of Dogs Act, which is in Scotland only, which came in 2010, has a section which deals with dangerous dogs. When a dog control notice, that is when you're anxious, a dog makes you anxious, you just get a dog control notice. But when it's beyond that, you can actually take it to the courts and have this say, this dog is dangerous, and apply to the court, and the police can apply to the court, either have it put down, the owner can appear and all that. We already have that.
So you're saying this is bad law?
It's terrible law, and it's terrible for England and Wales. It was brought in because at the stage of the dogs being brought into Scotland from England, which was not being prevented by the UK government, there was a fear that these dogs, which would not be socialised, they'd be out of their usual home, people wouldn't know what background they had. You're actually probably bringing in dogs that might be, just by their very conditions, an issue. It was a preventative measure. But I hope this is repealed. I hope it's repealed in England as well, because we're already seeing problems with the implementation.
How do you feel about the way this has been implemented by the SNP government, which you support?
I'm not. Well, you heard my criticism. I pushed because it's bad legislation. But I pushed because it's bad legislation in England as well. We're replicating it for the reasons I've explained. I wanted on the record the problems that will arise, and they will arise. We'll have police being called out to check whether that dog in the park, which doesn't have the muzzle and doesn't have a leash, is an XL bully. The police have better, and the dog's not causing any harm, the police have better things to do.